Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Mallory with another pregnancy update for you guys. And today I am 23 weeks pregnant. So today I don't really have any exciting intro to give to you guys other than thank you once again for joining me for another pregnancy update, whether this is your 100th time to my channel or your very first time. Thank you for coming and visiting me on this space. I would love it if you would subscribe if you're not already. If you are subscribed, you can hit that bell notification button so that you get a little notification every time I post a new video. So these pregnancy updates go out on Fridays. So I really try to do a weekly update. Sometimes I combine 2 weeks into one, but this week it's just week 23. So let's jump into it. So 23 weeks to me feels like a big milestone because as far as my knowledge goes, the earliest a baby has survived outside of the womb is 23 weeks gestation. Now, there's really no known risk for me of going into preterm labor. Everything's healthy, everything's going normally, but it does give you peace of mind to know that, okay, I'm at the point in pregnancy where if my baby was, if something happened, I don't know what would trigger preterm labor, but sometimes that happens. Sometimes people go into sudden preterm labor. My baby would have a fairly good chance at surviving. And the earliest that a baby has survived outside the womb is 23 weeks gestation. And my little boy is 23 weeks today. So from here on out, every week that goes by, the chance of him being able to survive outside of the womb goes up and up and up. So 23 weeks just feels like a milestone to me because I know that there is a baby, at least one, that has survived at 23 weeks. And I think that number will keep getting lower and lower. So it's a great prospect for those really, really early preemie babies. All right, so let's get into my pregnancy statistics. My first thing is my weight, and my weight this week, today, was 132.6 pounds. Now, for my 22-week update, I was 132.8 pounds. So I basically have not gained any weight this week, which is fine because by this point I've gained about 20 pounds since the beginning of my pregnancy. I started out around 112, so now I'm like 132. So I don't think that's anything to worry about. My belly circumference is 37.75 inches. That's only a 1/4 inch more than last week. So again, that kind of goes along with not really gaining any weight. All right, let's jump into baby size and baby development. So little boy is as big as a bunch of grapes. And I've got a bunch of grapes here. I got this from the commissary. So my Ovia app is saying he's about 12 inches long. I don't know. I guess if you stretch this out, it's about 12. Woo! I lost a grape. I guess it would be about 12 inches long. There's also some in the bag. Ovia also says about 20 ounces, which is about 1.25 pounds. So about 1 foot long, about 1 pound heavy. So that's really exciting. I don't know how much these grapes weigh, but I mean, that's crazy, you guys. Like 1 foot long, like a ruler. Just think of a ruler. That's how big your baby is at 23 weeks. Obviously, they're not like stretched out all the time. I don't know how much they can stretch out. I guess it depends on how big you are, but I don't see how he could stretch out fully. Yeah, I think it's getting pretty squished in there. Also, one of my military spouse friends sent me this fun chalkboard that she kind of retired. She just had her baby boy, and so she's passed it on to me to use. So 17 more weeks until baby arrives. Can you believe that? 17 weeks only. That's nuts. I mean, that's if I only go to 40 weeks. Okay, let's get into my symptoms. The GI symptoms have continued, you guys. The gas and the bloating, it's been bad this week. It's continued. It's gotten worse. I forget what night it was. Ooh, he is moving around in there, kind of punching my right side. One of the nights last week, I forget what night it was, but I went to bed with some upper stomach, like trapped gas pains. It lasted all night long and into the morning. So normally, even if the gas lasts through the night, by the time I wake up in the morning, it's gone and I can like go about my day normally. But you guys, it was so bad. Like, it wasn't quite as painful as that time a few weeks ago, but it was persistent and nothing I was doing helped. I used essential oils, I used Gas X, I tried a liquid antacid. It wasn't touching it, and I was so uncomfortable. Finally, I decided to prop myself up with pillows because lying down, especially on my left side, which people say if you have gas, you need to lie on your left, that made it worse for me. And I found that if I prop myself up kind of on my back, of course not lying flat, but propped up, that I was able to finally get to sleep like around 5 or 6 in the morning. But I was up and down. I was so tired the next morning. I felt so lethargic and icky. I think that maybe one culprit has been eating too big of meals. You know, I've been trying to eat my normal size meals that I would eat non-pregnant, but it's just too much, especially at night, like at dinner. Breakfast and lunch tend to be smaller meals, but then once you get to dinner and you've gone through the whole day, you're like starving, and then you sit down to like this delicious meal and you can't eat it all, or if you do, you just feel so bloated. And I think that I've been trying to just eat too much for my body now. So in the days since that incident of the really bad gas incident, I have been trying to eat smaller, more frequent meals. I think some days, and this may be why I haven't gained any weight this week, some days I eat the smaller meals, but I don't eat them more frequently. So like if I'm cutting my meals in half, I should really be eating 6 small meals a day, and I'm definitely not doing that. So I'm guilty of possibly not eating enough calories every day. I wish that there was like a protein powder that agreed with me. Whey protein gives me gas lately, and that would be a really easier way to get more calories in. If you guys have any tips on that with the eating smaller, more frequent meals, please drop them in a comment or give this video a thumbs up if you struggle with that, because it's just hard. Like, I get involved in doing my work, editing YouTube, doing blogging, just doing stuff that I have to do every day, and I just don't think to eat, or I don't really get hungry, or I just grab a tiny snack and it might not be enough. So I do want to nourish my baby. I do want him to keep growing. So anyway, give me your tips on how to get those small frequent meals in, because it's just something I've never done before. Oh, another thing that I started doing is this week I got some Beano. You take it with the beginning of your meal, and it's supposed to help with, it's basically just an enzyme. And I think that does help a little bit with the bloating and digesting a little bit. Now, just a disclaimer, I feel like I always have to do this because I'm a nurse. Beano has not been proven safe in pregnancy. I mean, there's like so many things that have never been proven safe in pregnancy and never will, because it's unethical to do studies on pregnant women. That, you know, there's going to be so many things that aren't, quote, safe, but it's just an enzyme, and there's no evidence that it's harmful. But talk to your doctor, blah, blah, blah. That disclaimer, you know, this is not medical advice. I'm starting to toss and turn more at night. I am using my Boppy side sleeping pillow. It does help a little bit, but sometimes I still end up on my back. So I don't know. I think that just goes along with pregnancy, the tossing and turning. Also, something really interesting is sometimes when I lie on my right side, I feel it's like a bowling ball in my rib cage. It's like the weirdest thing. And so I'm guessing that it's probably his head that's just like, he's like leaning in there, and then I'm lying on that side, and it's just all this weight is going into my right side. I never feel that on my left, so I don't know. That's kind of funny. He's continuing to move around a lot, lots of kicking, really at any time of the day or night. So I mean, sometimes there's been a few times where I've woken up at night and I've felt him, but not so much in the middle of the night, but in the evening, during the day, when I wake up, like he's active all the time. Like some people notice their baby being more active at certain times of the day, and I guess maybe towards the evening he gets more active, but I'm not surprised when I feel him at any time of day. So that's cool. I love feeling him. And I might have had a Braxton Hicks contraction last night. My stomach just felt really tight. I mean, it could have been gas too, but it was just a slightly different feeling than I get when I have gas. And I don't remember if I mentioned this in my 20-week update, but the day I turned 20 weeks, maybe it was after I filmed the video and I just forgot in the next video. But on the day I turned 20 weeks, I believe I had my very first Braxton Hicks contraction. And it's like my whole stomach got really tight. Just, I was working on my computer. I was sitting, I wasn't doing anything strenuous. And my whole stomach got tight. And then like one particular area just felt like it was a muscle spasm. I started Googling Braxton Hicks contractions and I'm pretty sure that was it. I was also having some like groin pain, like pulling, like kind of like a pulled muscle type of feeling on our evening walk with the dog. So I don't know, it could have been a bit Braxton Hicks, but I think that first one was brought on by not drinking enough water, because I realized that I had just been sipping on decaf coffee all day, all afternoon, and I hadn't drank any water hardly. So once I drank some water and started moving around, it went away. Okay, I think that's enough for symptoms. So let's go on to cravings and aversions. Really, no cravings or aversions, but I have been into baking a lot this past week. So baking all the pumpkin stuff. And of course, Mark appreciates the homemade treats as well. So I don't know, I've just been really into like making cookies, donuts, that kind of stuff. So all gluten-free. I try to, you know, make it on the more healthy side using almond flour or whatever, gluten-free stuff. So it's better than buying it from the store, right? All right, and then finally something new is I felt baby boy's hiccups for the first time. I think I was sitting on the couch and I felt movement, and it was very consistent, like 2 times in a row in the exact same spot. And then it happened a 3rd time and I'm like, oh, okay, this is hiccups. And it was really neat. I've felt it a few times since then. Also, another first is I saw my stomach move when he moved, and Mark also happened to catch it as well. It was just yesterday, and it's like my whole belly jumped. And normally I feel his movements past my belly button, so I can't see it. I can't see down there, but he punched or whatever he did, kicked, and it was so hard that it made kind of my whole stomach jump, like around my belly button area. It moved, it just like went like that. So that was really cool. I had a fun time seeing that, and I'm really glad that Mark got to see it too. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up this pregnancy update video. One other little thing that doesn't really have a category is I've really started feeling that nesting instinct. I mean, you hear people talk about it, you hear pregnant women talk about it, and you're like, that sounds like a hoax. Like, that's not real, right? I feel like I've been starting to feel it because I look around and I see all this crap that we have, like all these knickknacks and these things that we've collected from all the places we've traveled in Europe, which is great. Like, I will treasure those things for a long, long time. But we live in a small stairwell apartment here in Germany, and things are just like starting to pile up, and it's like really getting to me, and I just want to like I told Mark one day, I was like, I just want to swipe everything that's sitting out and just put it in a box, and to feel like I'm doing something, like to quell, I guess, squench, I don't know, quell that nesting urge that I'm feeling. Also, it's a weird because the nesting instinct is being combined with that restless feeling that you get other military spouses, you know what I'm talking about, right before you PCS or move. So we're getting to move. If you haven't seen my video about leaving Germany, you can, I never know. I never know which way to point. You can find it in the cards up above. I'll put it up here in the link that we are leaving Germany. The day I'm filming this is September 11th, actually, which is why I'm wearing my American shirt, my American flag shirt. To remember 9/11, 18 years. I can't believe it. We will be out of Germany hopefully within like a month and a half. The urge to like start purging things and getting stuff together, like we're waiting to be able to schedule all our movers. Anyway, it's just that feeling that you get right before you move and just wanting to get it done and nesting. So it's kind of a weird like limbo state I feel like I'm in. And I almost have to ignore that I'm pregnant, not ignore that I'm pregnant, but just kind of carry on like life is normal and not really be doing pregnancy things. I do need to go shopping for pregnancy stuff though. I purged my closet and I know what I need to buy, so I need to go start doing that. Anyway, thanks for hanging with me for that random ramble at the end. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, make sure to hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment down below if you are also pregnant, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.